most professionally done.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you, Dr. Mary?
I am good. Turnip, how are you?
I'm grateful to be on this end of my first day of teaching.
Yes. How was that?
It was good. It was warm because I did it out here in the sunroom. 2 hours and 20 minutes. We met for 2 hours and 11 of those minutes. 38 students and me on Zoom. Was a lot. But they were interesting, and I'll say this. We might get our wish for a producer out of this class because a lot of these kids are music industry producers, film industry producers, that kind of thing. So hopefully we can figure out how to do that, and then that's a piece that we just don't have to worry about, which would be really lovely. How was day 2?
Good.
Good.
Yeah, I've got a nice bunch of students.
Excellent.
They're all being very sensible. They've all got their face masks on. They look a little weary and scared, but they're coming to class. They're doing it. Bless them.
Well, good for them. So today is the 12th and final promise. So that's exciting. We made it through. You followed us through this, and we appreciate that. So number 12. We will suddenly realize that God is doing for us what we could not do for ourselves. So just in case you have been wondering all this time, where's the God part that you keep talking about? That's pretty clear. And it's a capital G-O-D, which I think is only used in Christian writing. I think other religions either use a different word for that higher being, or they don't capitalize it, or there's all kinds of ways. But I believe that this one really sums up the Christian elements to this. So what do you want to say, Dr. Mary?
This one and some of the there's 12 steps. One of the steps is surrender yourself to God as you understand. It does say understand Him.
We'll go with God.
I've been informed that the newest version of the book that will come out may actually change. That might just be addressed in there. The problem is this was written in the 30s. It's a very Christian idea of God and faith. I don't know who said this first. I'm I'm standing on the shoulders of a giant, but I remember a phrase that said, why is it whenever I talk about faith, you think I'm talking about God?
Oh.
And there are people who don't follow a Christian religion. I've met people who follow Islam and people who are in the Jewish faith. And they have trouble with that word. But your faith...
With the word faith?
Well, with God.
Oh,
because
with God.
It's the
Okay.
Christian version
Right.
of God. And there were a few Native Americans who, say, I will say the promises, but, that's an incredibly respectful thing that we should be aware of. But one of my best stories from AA, and actually funny enough, we were talking about this on my Friday night Zoom AA meeting, is your faith, your promise to faith. This little lad, I say lad, I'm 50, so anyone under 30 to me is a lad.
Oh, I think you've told this story, but it's good.
He was told to sit down by his sponsor, and he just sat down on this chair, and the sponsor said, why'd you sit down on that chair? He said, well, you told me to. He said, did you check the structural integrity of the chair before you sat on it, or did you just believe it would do its job? He said, well, what are you talking about? I said, that's your faith. You had faith in that chair. Your faith could be your ability to stop drinking, or to try and wean yourself off drugs and have a life of sobriety. Your faith could be your friends. Your faith, to me, my faith is in myself going to an AA meeting and being sober. Now, I'm not trying to destroy any Christian religious belief or anything. A lot of people do say it brings them closer to their understanding of God, which is fine. But it doesn't have to mean exactly that. having faith in yourself is part of this promise as well. And I think that's a line of thought that could help everyone. Having, you know, when you're in the depths of an addiction, you don't really have a lot of faith in yourself. I certainly didn't. You know, we talked about our ability to I've regained my ability to problem solve, which I lost completely. I have faith in my ability to fix things. I have faith in my ability to be a responsible and valued human being, and to be useful in our marriage. So that's the faith aspect to that too. A lot of people get caught up with it, but it could be anything. Your understanding of any form of worship that you understand, that's where that could slot in there too.
Yeah, and I like when you have talked in the past about the fact that there are all kinds of different meetings. So there are meetings for people who definitely align with a very traditional Christian-based understanding of AA. So if you want to go and talk about God in the way that you understand it, and I know that there are Al-Anon meetings that do this too. I still haven't been to one, but one of my friends who goes has explained this to me. There are very traditionally Christian-based Al-Anon and AA meetings that will welcome anybody, but that is their philosophy. But then there are a lot of meetings where that's not the agenda, and those are the meetings that you resonate with more.
Yeah, there are AA meetings that are very Christian orientated. There are ones where you address parts of the Bible as well as the AA Big Book, and there are ones that just aren't.
Yeah.
So, like, and I've said this, if you go online, FM, if you just Google FM addiction AA meetings, there's got to be at least 100, and they're all different. You will find one that you'll like, and Al-Anon too. They have the same number of meetings that are different and cater for everyone.
Yeah, so do you have any wrap-up thoughts on these promises? Feels like it was 6 years ago that we started this.
You know, they're a set of ideas to help you navigate trying to live a sober life.
But, I think they're a set of ideas to navigate living life, actually.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
Being sober is full of cliches to start with. You think, oh God, really? They work, and they don't work for everyone. You find something that works for you.
We were listening to a song today in Spin that reminded me of all of this, and I can't exactly remember the lyrics. I was going to try to look it up beforehand, but just this idea of take the first hard step. And what I was thinking about through this song was, regardless of if you're the addict or you're the person living with the addict, what's the first hard step you could take, and who could you take it for? Could you take it for yourself? Could you take it for your partner, your child, your parent, your friend, your employer, whoever it is? Could you take that step for that person or for yourself? One step. Again, it goes back to eating the whole elephant, or in my case, eating the whole gigantic parsnip. You can't eat it in one bite. So how do you take the first bite, the first step, and just see how it goes? And if you fail, you just get up again. Earlier this week, I went on a walking meeting with a friend, and we went to pick her daughter up from daycare, and we're walking home, and her daughter has been walking for about 2 weeks, so she's still super unstable on her legs. And I watched this little girl take 2 or 3 steps in grass and fall, and get up and take 2 or 3 or 4 steps and fall. And what was so shocking is that she never got frustrated with herself. She never quit.
Yeah.
She just got up. She didn't judge herself. She didn't cry. She didn't do anything. She just step, fall, get up, take 3 or 4 more steps. It didn't matter that she kept falling, because she knew that she would just get up and keep going. And when she needed help, she reached out for help. When she recognized that she was on really unstable ground, she put her hand up for her mom's hand, and her mom helped her walk through it. Guess what? That is this deal.
Yeah.
That's what this is. Maz and I, in some ways, are doing this as a way to reach a hand out to not save you from this or direct you or carry you, but to just help you through a hard piece so that you can get up and keep going. That's all this is. And that is true for all of us. Think of any time in your life that you have needed help.
Yeah.
You don't need help because you're weak or stupid or too dumb to figure it out for yourself or bad. You need help because you haven't done it yet. It's why we go to school. It's why we continue to learn things. It's why we try new things. And you can choose to try it and fail and never try it again, or try, fail, and try again. And that is, I think, what these promises offer, is just, regardless where you are in life, try it. If you fail, don't judge yourself. Don't stop. Get up and try it again.
First you succeed, try again. Good old Rabbie Burns. Bless him. Good Scottish guy.
Back to the Scottish.
Ah, bless him.
Bless him indeed.
You know what? If you want to actually think about a nation that's had a rough deal, and they've come through it smiling, think about the Scottish.
Braveheart Smurf. That was a tough end. Darn it. I don't mean to dismiss. What's his real name? That character? Not Mel Gibson. Who's he playing?
William Wallace.
Yeah, I'm not dismissing William Wallace. I'm just, come on. He looked like Braveheart Smurf. It's all right. That's way off topic. We've been pretty good on topic.
For me and you, yes, we actually have.
Yes.
You're welcome.
Okay. I think, oh no. Stripes and dots aren't working for Sandy.
Oh, we clash.
Oh, Sandy.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that.
I'm really sorry. I bet Bonnie's going to write and say she loves them. She's a big fan of Combo.
Yeah, we probably look like bad 70s wallpaper in a lava lamp.
Well, Sandy, when we get a budget for this gig, we'll bring you in for costumes.
I've actually, to our viewing audience, I did actually order a couple of shirts on yesterday's ilk, so...
And they're plain, not striped, polka dotted, anything. So, yeah, we should have planned this better. All right, we've totally derailed.
Anyway, there's the promises, 12 of them. And as Dana said, they could be used for everyday life, but there certainly could be thought of if you're trying to get your spouse, or your spouse, he or she self, is trying to take a step towards sobriety.
Yeah.
Neither of you are alone in this, is probably what we should end talking about the promises with.
And then I'm going to preview a little bit tomorrow for you, because Maz said something yesterday I thought was brilliant, based on something we'll talk about tomorrow. But we were talking about how you define an alcoholic, and I have told you in the past that the reason I didn't understand that Maz was an alcoholic is because I had this kind of Hollywood, very narrow view of what an alcoholic is, and I thought it was somebody who didn't keep their job, who crashed their car, who got DUIs, somebody walking around with a bottle of malt liquor in a paper bag. And what did you say to that?
That image is of the alcoholic who's still suffering, which a lot of people refer to as like a bum or a drunk. But, these people started off with an apartment. They started off with a job.
Okay, we should have discussed this beforehand. You didn't exactly say it as well as you said it yesterday. What you said yesterday was there's a difference between an alcoholic and a drunk. And we don't recognize sort of the gray
get the difference
area.
Between the two.
So tomorrow we're going to talk about that, because that was really interesting to me.
Or is there a difference, really?
Yeah, absolutely. Because there's not just one way to be anything, as we all know. So thanks for watching the 12 Promises with us.
Yes, thank you.
We'll see you tomorrow at 8:30. Have a good day.
Bye.